Okay, hey Theresa, welcome back to my channel, my channel, my channel. We're so back. Yesterday I congratulated you on number 10 days in a row of making videos and posting videos every day in a row, but it was actually 11. I'm like 99% sure. So that means that today it's number 12. So congratulations, number 12. wait. Yahoo! Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about some stuff that I mentioned yesterday about how disabled people will save your life, because I had a lot more to say about that, and I wanted to kind of keep these videos like a little bit shorter, because sometimes when I keep recording and posting like longer ones, I get kind of like nervous and overwhelmed when I'm like about to do a new one. So anyway, some stuff that I wanted to touch on this topic, it has to do with how disabled people have to build like skills that are gonna support you, like obviously too, like I know that I'm making a lot of generalizations here because I keep saying disabled people this, disabled people that, and it's not gonna be every single person who's disabled. And of course, people with disabilities have differing levels of energy, so they might have differing levels of support that they can offer somebody else, and they may not have unpacked their own ableism. That's a really big part that, you know, of our lives that affects us on a day-to-day basis. Just everybody, every single person. There's a ton of ableism baked into our childhoods and our society at large. You know, everything is based on capitalism, and capitalism is super ableist. So anyway, unpacking your ableism is important for everyone to do, and if somebody hasn't done that, then they may not be able to offer as much emotional support and physical support to other people, whether they're disabled or not. So please keep in mind with that generalization that I know that I am making like a broad claim, and I am not actually referring to every single person who's disabled. It really has a lot to do more with the disabled community, the community of people who have disabilities, and that's especially online because people who have disabilities, a lot of us can't always be meeting in person, or we don't have the energy or the bandwidth or the literal capability to get out to be seeing people physically, you know, on a very regular basis. So the disabled community, your local community and the global disabled community, both, they have a lot to offer. And the reason why this is because when you are disabled and you've been, like, let's say example for people who are full-time disabled and they can't work, they have to be their own advocate, they have to be their own researcher, they have to be their own doctor, because they, like, nobody takes their pain seriously. I should say we at this point, but now it just feels like then I'm like, you know, floating my own boat, like making myself sound great, which is not what I'm trying to do, because really the people who saved me in my life who are disabled are the people around me. I mean, the disabled people in my community who taught me, who took the time, the energy out of their lives to teach me that the pain I'm going through is because of disability and it's not because of me. So anyways, that's why I'm not saying we, because I still feel like a very new disabled person. I've only been known that I'm disabled for a couple years, and so I don't have as much experience yet being a disabled rights activist, being a disability and biology researcher. There's so much to it, and a lot of people with disabilities have spent years doing these things because nobody else will do them. Nobody else will do them for them. and especially some people get a lot of support from their families, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people who are disabled, you would assume that your family, you know, and their families would take care of them and support them and help them to research their symptoms and really listen to, you know, their ailments and their grief, and help them hold that, you know, and to still honor their agency, you know, honor their personhood. And that just doesn't happen for a lot of people. So they have to do that for themselves, and they have to learn how to find that in community where they cannot provide it to themselves, especially when they have limited energy, limited resources, limited capabilities. And this is why disabled people will save you, is because they had to save themselves, because nobody else is doing it. I know it seems like, before I met my disabled friends, I thought that people with disabilities are taken care of either by their family or people from the government. I thought that they have assigned carers, and I definitely did not realize the extent that medical neglect and abuse is and has been happening for a long time. And you know, who knows, disabled people who have been experiencing it and researching it and advocating against it for decades. You can probably even say longer, but I'll leave it there for now. And this is why they're going to advocate for you, because they know what it's like when you don't even know what you're entitled to, the support that you're entitled to, and the the life that you really deserve. I mean, like, this pain, we're taught to believe that it's our own fault, that we caused it, that we can fix it, it's our job to solve it, all of this stuff, when it's not our fault that we have this pain. We didn't create it, and we're not making bad decisions to you know, what's the word, like increase it or exacerbate it. These are conditions that came to us from, you know, either genetics, life circumstances, you know, accidents. I mean, there's so many different ways, but it's so frustrating. I'm getting off on a tangent now, or going off on a tangent. But that's why they will help you to fight for yourself, because disabled people who have, you know, had to unpack their own ableism and had to, you know, start building communities of support like what I've experienced, they fight for each other because they know what it's like not to know that you need more help than what you're getting, or that you need help and you don't know what kind of help to ask for. I didn't know I was disabled, but I knew that I needed help. And oh, there's a beautiful hummingbird outside. Oh my gosh, wow, I feel so lucky. Wow. But yeah, I knew that I needed help with my life because it was so hard for me to do long-term things like paperwork that adults, you know, take taxes and stuff, adults are like expected to do, like dealing with insurance stuff. I mean, it's as simple stuff as that. And even just like keeping an organized life, like just organizing my own room, organizing my stuff, like being able to let go of trash and like go through my things, like all of these things were just so hard. Like even like being able to keep track of time for cleaning is so hard for me. If I don't do something like every day or every week, it's so hard for me to remember to do it ever, because I need systems, I need accommodations that help me remember. That's why I make these videos. But there were so many things in my life that I just really genuinely needed help with, and I couldn't explain what kind of help I even needed. And it was help that I wasn't getting from my parents, and help that I didn't know how to get from my friends. And when I joined this community of disabled people who can like support each other and can notice each other's needs and like offer support, sometimes just seeing the need and not really knowing how to offer support, but just saying, I'm here to support you, and if you can think of a way that I can support you with this, like, please ask me, because if I'm able, I would love to help. Like, just changed my whole world. I mean, it changed the way that I realized I even needed and deserved help. And these are things that you just don't notice because you've been trained not to. And capitalism teaches you not to. It teaches you that everything, the way that our schools are set up, and like even sick time, like everything is set up so that you're expected to push through a cold, still come to work, still come to school. You don't want to miss, like, a little bit because it piles up so much, like XYZ. It keeps going, when you're working jobs and you use up your sick time. What are you gonna do? You can either lose your job or like soldier through it or whatever. But what you're really doing is killing yourself faster. You're putting strain on your body and not listening to your own needs. That, like, those are really just the the surface of the needs that there's needs that aren't even being heard yet. And this is why, all of this to say that disabled people who are building communities, who want to support each other, who are unpacking their ableism, unpacking their misogyny, unpacking their patriarchy, their capitalism, fascism, racism, colorism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. I'm still missing more, I'm sure, but people who are really working to unpack these prejudices, who are working to be in community and support each other and find ways forward together, these people are going to fight for you. They're going to empower you. They're going to tell you beautiful things that you have not even recognized about yourself. And they're going to, like, now I'm getting all like worked up about it, and I feel like I'm struggling to put it into words, but community is gonna be how you find yourself more than you could alone. And you want to fight for community who's gonna fight for you. You want people who are going to teach you how to stand up for yourself, and even against themselves, and to say, like, these things would accommodate me. These are the things I need. What can you do to help accommodate me? What can I do to accommodate myself? What things can I implement on a daily basis that just make my life easier and more pain-free? That you deserve. You are entitled to that. You deserve to have a joyful life, and you don't deserve to be struggling just because you think, oh, I'm just one of those lazy people. I'm just one of those, stupid people. I'm just one of those people who's meant for, to be in pain, and like, this is just the life that's cut out for me. I mean, so many people are stuck in these thoughts, and a disabled community is gonna fight for you so that you start to see what you really deserve. I can't say enough how much I recommend you to make some disabled friends. And even if it's just to learn what it's like and how to live with and in a state of disability, because you're either going to, unfortunately, pass away young or become disabled in your older age. Just as we were all disabled as children, we all had lower capabilities and a lot more needs, a lot more accommodation needs, just as we do when we reach old age again. And it can be scary when your abilities change, and when you have new limitations, when you have new pain, etc., etc. It can be really scary, and there's a lot of grief that comes with it. But if you know how to share that with a community, and how to be upheld by a community, and how to hold up your community around you, it's going to be so much easier for you to experience disability and support the people in your life who may experience disability, because you'll have the tools in your tool set already. You'll be able to just reach for them. And even when somebody is, when somebody is like, what's the word? Like, I'll just say like picking on you, or stepping on your rights, you will have more tools in your tool bag of how to stand up for yourself, of how to say no, to say that I know what I deserve, and it's more than that. I deserve to take up this space. I deserve to be heard. I deserve to feel empowered. And, having the tools to do that, it's huge. It makes a huge difference. And these are all things that I learned from the disability community. And there's still a plethora more for me to talk about that I've been learning. And the most important thing that I realized is that there is plenty for everybody to have their needs met. There's so many ways that people have been finding solutions for, I'll say, like maybe clashing needs, or differing abilities. Like there's so much more than you can think of right now, because what we've been raised to know and what we've been taught in school is so much more limited than what there is out there for us. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I still have tons more to say on this topic, and I always have more thoughts about it, so maybe I'll continue talking about this another day as well. But for now, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on, because I talked about more of my specific personal experience in the last video, and in this video I wanted to talk about more like things that I've learned, and in general what it's like to enter the world of the disabled community, and how much it opens up for you. So I also wanted to show you the progress on one of my crochet projects that I showed you before recently. It is a clown. I think actually I know, because he's in the thumbnail, I know that I showed this clown in my first Amnesia Log, which I made like over a month ago, but I originally didn't post it at first, because I posted it but not publicly, because I was really embarrassed, and I got too scared, and so I ran off a little bit. Anyways, look, I got his body sewn together and stuffed, and this is his leg. This is leg number 1. This will be the head right here, and then I have the second leg is gonna be here. So yeah, and then I have the 2 arms also. Here they are. Look at him. He's gonna be so adorable. And kind of balloony. A little balloony, I think. I'm getting balloon vibes. Oh wait, he's gonna be like this way. I just really enjoy making the arms and legs like kind of exaggerated. Oops, I don't want this to be like 20 minutes long, so anyway, yeah, cool video, dude, bro. Yeah, I hope you have fun watching this back later, and sorry that Kiwi's sleeping in another room right now. She's really happy napping on her shelf. So I hope if there's any non-me people watching this that you're having a great day and that you learned something from this. So yeah, bye.